So we're in Revelation chapter 13 verse 11. Then I saw another beast coming out of the earth. He had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spoke like a dragon. He exercised all the authority of the first beast on his behalf, and made the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose fatal wound had been healed. And he performed great and miraculous signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to earth in full view of men. Because of the signs he was given power to do on behalf of the first beast, he deceived the inhabitants of the earth. He ordered them to set up an image in honour of the beast, who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. So this beast of the earth is introduced as looking like a lamb but speaking like a dragon. So let's just take a little moment to pick apart the symbology here. Who is the lamb slain from the foundation of the earth? Who is this lamb? That lamb is Jesus Christ. So we're told this beast of the earth is like a lamb but speaks like a dragon. So what does that mean? Well, if we look at the lamb slain from the foundation of the earth, we can note some facts. It comes out of Israel, it's Jewish, it's Jesus, right? And he pointed to people who were like sheep, but they had dark hearts. They were of their father, the devil, the dragon. Yes? So, who were these wolves in sheep's clothing? Well, these are people from Israel. These are the religious ruling class in Israel. So who is this beast of the earth? It's Israel. Think about it. We have no king but Caesar. Yes, they kept trying to catch Jesus in his own words so that he would say something that would make him a threat to the Roman Empire and worthy of some kind of heinous punishment. They kept trying to ensnare him with their sleek-it ways, as we'd say in Scotland, with their sleek-it ways, but they never pulled it off. Beast of the earth that's like a lamb that speaks like a dragon is Israel. Is Israel. Yes. I mean, that makes sense to you, doesn't it? If I'm speaking to any reasonable minded person here, the only response to what I'm saying is, yes, I can see the point that you're making. That does make sense. Yeah, you're with me there. You don't have to accept it, it's true, but you have to accept the sound reasoning employed here. Right, so we've established that it's Israel now, but we can prove that further. Okay, so they were obviously given authority by Rome, as can be seen by the way the Jews persecuted the Christians. Okay, and some of them were also doing miracles, and they also misled people more than once where Jesus was concerned. So we see in the Gospels that the religious leaders loved money and were forcing others to accept Roman money. And we've already made it very clear in the previous video how many Jewish people were declaring Caesar as their only king, and every Caesar liked to position themselves as a god, and so to recognize Caesar is to also recognize him as a god, because that's what you're doing when you're hailing the Kaiser. So that's this video done. You could probably do a better job than me of steel-manning this argument. I like that. To straw-man an argument is to present a weakened form of the argument that sort of skews the issue, but to steel-man an argument is to take an argument, maybe even a position you don't agree with, and make it strong and as robust as you possibly can. Use all the power of your intellect to make the argument as grand and impenetrable as possible, and then try yourself at criticising it. See what you can do with it. I think that sounds very evident, self-evident and clear given the information I've presented here. The beast of the earth is Israel. off the back of the previous video, the Beast of the Sea being Rome, total coming together of ideas here. If you have anything to say about that, if you don't agree with that, leave a comment below. If you do agree with it, or if you see some nuance that I've missed, put it in the comment section below. I love to hear from everyone. You know, you guys are so much more wiser than me on certain things. Obviously, I'm the best, right? Because I'm wearing this. No, you guys are obviously a lot wiser than me on a number of things, and I love the pool of information that we can get from that comment section. I think it's a valuable, you're all very valuable resources, and if you have a piece of knowledge, you should share it, because it's fascinating reading through all the ideas in the comment section. You know, that doesn't mean if you're on this channel and you're not used to the information here, that everything you read down there you have to take is gospel. But you don't have to. You just have to go and have a little read and see what's there, and you'll find something there that probably makes you think twice. Makes you think twice. And as soon as I've said that, I thought, oh, you mean like double-minded? You mean like double-minded in all your ways? No, I don't. Okay, stop being neurotic, stop being paranoid. The end of days is not happening. It's not happening. You might want it to happen, I get that, understand where you're coming from, but it's not happening. So it's all to play for. We have the video on the Beast of the Earth. It's up now. This is it. We have the one on the Beast of the Sea. We have the one on the Antichrist. We have the one on Mr. 666 or 616, depending on your Bible, if it's in the old Latin or Greek or whatever. We have the what else do we got? I don't know, we got it all. I think we got it all stitched up here, right? So I'll do one on the two witnesses next. I think a video on the two witnesses will be quite cool. So we'll get that done. I know that people look for continuity in channels they subscribe to, so it can be quite jarring if I'm doing all these serious end of days narratives and then I've got a video where I'm playing games, or I've got a video where I'm chasing squirrels in a garden or something like that. People are like, what, who are you? Like, what are you trying to say? I'm just a person. I'm just a normal person with a very niche interest. I guess it's not that niche. I guess it's quite reasonable, right? I mean, if you come to faith, if you come to believe in God, and you seek an avenue of approach to the divine, Christianity in my sake, you want to discover the truth of the story, don't you? And so, I mean, if you really care, you want to invest yourself in the truth of the story, and that's what I've done. And so this might seem very weird and niche, particularly to a secular audience, but for someone as autistic as myself, like, no, you just get dug in. You just want to find the truth, and so that's it. Preterism's true, and it's a wee bit frustrating that not many people see that, and people, in fact, it's very frustrating when people do see it, because you know they've seen it, and then they're registered about how true it is, but they don't have the commitment to follow through. You know, they just kind of stop and make reasons for it not to be true because it can't, based on their own warped preconceptions. And hey, we're all folly to that.